Go back a year from now, the summer before your senior year. Was Cal even on your radar at all, and when did that change?
Yeah, Cal was on my radar. Coach Martin has been recruiting me since back when he was at Tennessee. So at first I didn't really know where I was going. So I was trying to figure out like where I could go and what was the best fit for me. So everybody was on the radar at that point.
Okay. How much did Ivan committing here and you're sort of developing a relationship with him, how much did that impact your decision to come here?
I played with Ivan in a few All-American games and things like that. So me and Ivan had a good relationship. So I knew him coming in. I knew Cal was on his list, but I had to make a decision for me, basically. I had to make the best decision for me and my family, as well as he did.
Tell us what it came down to when you picked Cal, and you could have gone virtually any place in the country, I assume, including a lot of places that go to the Final Four every year, every other year. This is a different place than that. Tell us what decided you on Cal.
To me, this is my best option. Cal, effing a great education school, the weather, the scenery. Also with Coach Martin, he's just a great guy. I really connected with him, and I just felt like this was my best option.
You talked about academics, and obviously this is a top-rated public school in the country for 15 or 20 years in a row. Mm-hmm. How long do you expect to be here? And if you leave prematurely, do you expect to come back? Or
for me, it's a day-to-day process. I'm just focusing on the process right now, just taking it one step at a time, one grade at a time, and we'll just see where that leads me.
What did your friends and family and your teammates, were they blown away by your decision?
Some of them. It wasn't as typical as a highly recruited athlete. Usually they go to much bigger basketball universities, but like I said before, I had to make the decision for me, and I feel like this was clearly my best choice. What
kind of reactions did you get?
Some were very supportive and happy, and others were very, I wouldn't say non-supportive, but they weren't the happiest with my decision,
Do you feel like, you talk about Cal not being a big basketball destination, do you feel like you can play a big role in making it what those other big programs are right now?
I can try. Absolutely. That's the goal, to help rebuild the program, help make it a better basketball university, just overall just come add to what Cal has to offer.
Having the chance to be on the court with your new teammates, do you see how there's the potential to do something big here this year?
Absolutely. We have some great teammates here that people might not necessarily know about. Some of the older guys like Jordan Matthews, Tyrone Wallace, Jabari Bird are great influences, and they're learning stuff that I don't have experience in because they've been at the university, they've been playing college basketball, and I'm just walking into it.
So you've had a chance to get to know Coach Martin for quite a while, and then some of the other assistants in the recruiting trail in the last 6 to 12 months or so. How has your experience been here compared with what your relationship was like pre-Cal student?
It was basically the same. Like, they kept it straight up with me. Going in, I knew it would be different, but it's actually surprised me how much the same has been. Recruiting-wise, they were pretty straight up and told me what they wanted from me and what they expected and what they were trying to do with the program. So it was pretty concrete like that, and it's been the same since I've been here.
So you've played against Ivan. How do you see you guys playing together next to each other on the court? How do you complement each other?
Exactly, that's what I think. I think we complement each other. Ivan has the down low kind of inside game, and I can bring out, and I can open him up by driving lanes to the basket, and we can both kind of shoot the ball. So hopefully we can complement each other in a really good way, and it'll work this year.
You went to the same high school, obviously, as Sharif, who played here and was extremely successful here. How much did he tell you about what his experience was like? How much did he influence you? I know that you know him a little bit. Mm-hmm. What were his thoughts to you about, he was just here for 1 year, but it worked out really well for him, and he came back and finished school. And what was his influence on that?
Sharif went to the same high school as me, like you said, and I went to the same college. He was a mentor of mine, but my decision was my own. Like, he didn't have an influence on my decision. He shared his experiences at Cal, but that was it. And I had to make the decision best for me and my family.
What did he tell you?
I can't remember specifically what Sharif told me. He just told me that make sure I have a good time, make sure I have fun, and enjoy the experience. Like, dive into like just being here. Don't think about what's 10 years from now or 5 years from now. Just focus on the now, because it's some of the best times you might have in your life.
Just the fact that he was such a high-level player that came from your same situation and came out here and thrived, did it help you picture yourself being able to do the same thing?
Can you repeat the question?
With the fact that Sharif was sort of in a similar position to you, a real high-level recruit coming from Georgia, quite a ways away from the Bay Area, knowing that he came out here and really excelled, did it make it easier for you to visualize doing it yourself?
I guess in a sense. Sharif wasn't the only one to come from Georgia, come away from home. So, like, a lot of players, it's very common for them to travel away. But it doesn't matter where the university was. For me, I just needed to find somewhere I really fit and I felt comfortable. So I wasn't really looking at the distance. I wasn't really paying attention to that. I was just trying to pay attention to where the best place for me was, and it just happened to be the University of California.
So you'd been thinking about Cal for a long time, but it seemed that Cal really came more on the radar after you played a tournament with Ivan, sort of towards the end of maybe early spring and towards the end of the recruiting season. Is there a specific point in time where you really started to feel Cal, where you thought maybe this is really the place that I'm going to end up, or was it really late in the process?
It was just more about me experiencing my options, exploring my options. I really didn't know where I wanted to go, so I was just trying to figure it out. I was like, Ivan mentioned Cal, so I heard Cal was on his list. I liked Ivan, so I was like, let me explore, let me try to find out what this is about. So, but I explored every option I had, to be honest. And then I took a visit to Cal, and then led to me being cool. Yeah, but when I was here, I had a good time. You know, I got to meet all the coaches, put names with faces, like I said.
Yeah.
See some of the university and things like that, and then I was sold from there.
Jaylen, what will the trip to Australia mean for your team and for you and Ivan and Roman in particular, guys who are new to the program, in terms of getting some practice time and just getting time to know each other and that sort of thing?
I think the first experience for us together is going to be in Australia, so that's going to be like the first test that we're going to experience, and that'll tell us how the tone of the season will go. I think Australia will be a lot of fun. I think we'll have great experiences together, and we can kind of bond as a team so that it can be a catalyst for the rest of the year. So this is a big trip coming up, and hopefully it's successful.
What are your expectations for what you guys can do this season?
I have very high expectations. I think that we can win. I think that we can win it all. I think we have a lot of good pieces, and I think we have a lot of good players, and I think that if we put forth the effort, we have a lot of work to do. But I think we can win some basketball games here.
Time for 2 more questions.
And what would you like to see happen on the Australia trip in terms of the team sort of figuring things out a little bit at the start here?
What I would like to see, I would like to see us. I would like to see us play the game the right way. You know, try to get a rhythm and flow of things. Definitely defensively, try to understand our assignments and everybody to like establish the roles on the team so we can kind of get like the gist of what's going on.
Coach Martin said that you and Ivan are guys who, even though you scored a lot of points in high school, that you're perfectly comfortable not always having the ball in your hand and that you're unselfish players. Is that part of who you are as a player on the court? A guy who sort of wants to do a little bit of everything for your team? Yeah,
on and off the court, I think. I try to generally have the best interest for whoever my brother is right beside me. But yes, if that's my role and that's my relation on the team, it's just be somebody who distributes the basketball. I'm perfectly fine with that. I'm perfectly fine with whatever role. I trust Coach Martin, and I hope everybody else does, and I think that we do.